One early fall morning, three best friends went hunting in the woods. Their names were Thomas, Matthew, and William. After they all hit their limits, the three young men regrouped at the assigned spot and headed back to camp. Thomas, Matthew, and William were equally ambitious and very goal-driven. As they trekked through the woods, they each shared their life plans and exchanged strategies on how to achieve their goals. Suddenly, Matthew fell into a hole. Thomas shined a flashlight into the hole, and William called down to see if Matthew was all right. Matthew immediately assured his two friends that he wasn't injured, but felt a little bit shaken up. After Thomas and William pulled Matthew out of the hole, they all wondered why there was a hole in the middle of the woods. At that moment, a sign appeared before them that read, "Danger! Magic! Wishing well! Up ahead! Watch your step!" They were all greatly astonished at what just happened. They could not believe their eyes. Thomas exclaimed, "This must be a dream. There is no such thing as a magic wishing well." Matthew nodded in agreement, but William approached the hole and advised his two friends to stand back. With a doubtful attitude, William shouted into the hole, "If you're a real magic wishing well, then I wish for an apple." Out of nowhere, an apple fell into William's hand. He took a bite of the fruit and smiled with satisfaction. As soon as Thomas and Matthew realized what was going on, they wasted no time making their wishes known. The magic well immediately granted them their wishes, and thus the three young men eagerly shouted a list of their wishes. However, they each could only make one wish at a time, and the wish would only last for 30 minutes. Furthermore, they couldn't wish for the same thing more than once. Thomas and Matthew continued to think of all the things that they longed for, but William passively observed his two friends. He felt that something wasn't right. After hours of making wishes at the magic well, William tried to persuade Thomas and Matthew to get back to camp. It was getting dark, but his two friends insisted that he go ahead and get the campfire started. They would catch up later. Over the next few weeks, Thomas, Matthew, and William continued to visit the magic well. Each time their wishes became more indulgent and even malicious at times. They wished for fancy sports cars, lavish homes, and things that belonged to others. However, the short-lived wishes made William feel empty. Going from feeling high to a sudden disappointment became too much for William. He had wished for $1 million, but it wasn't like he could take it home. He felt a great loss when the money disintegrated in his hands like powder. He remembered his father saying that if it was too good to be true, then it probably wasn't. Plus, there was more satisfaction and appreciation for the things you worked for. After a while, William drifted away from Thomas and Matthew until he finally stopped going to the well with them. He tried to tell his friends that instant gratification was a distraction from achieving their dreams, but they ignored him. He noticed that they stopped talking about their goals and stopped strategizing about how to achieve them. Over the next decades, William went on to master his skills, cultivated trusting business relationships, and acquired much abundance in his life. One day, the news reported that condos were being built on the wooded land where William and his two friends discovered the magic well. William decided to drive out to the area. He parked his Bentley at the edge of the now deforested land. Suddenly, a man with deep wrinkles and dark circles around his eyes came to stand beside William. The man smelled like dirty rags, and his mouth let out a foul odor as soon as he spoke. "William, it's me, Thomas." William jumped back and stared long and hard at the man. Then he remembered. "Oh, Thomas, it is you." The two men talked for hours. Thomas disclosed that he and Matthew gave up everything to live closer to the well. They became so addicted to what the well could do for them. However, they never acquired anything of value throughout the years because they lived for instant gratification. And poor Matthew died a few years back after having made a dangerous wish. Nothing ever satisfied Matthew, and his wishes became more and more risky. The moral of the story: nothing in life is worthwhile without practicing self-control and discipline. The magic well can take many shapes, such as a never-ending search for a get-rich-quick scheme. Sometimes it is an addiction to television, video games, or partying. These are all things that distract you from being productive. If you want to be truly successful and have abundance, you must eliminate all the magic wells in your life.